Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Gavin. Thank you very much for stopping by. Today we're continuing to look at the victims and maybe victims of the Zodiac Killer. It was Wednesday, the 10th of December, 1960. 16-year-old Leona Roberts was finishing up the first day of her part-time job at Pleasant Hill, California's White Front discount store. It was now 5 p.m., time for her to clock out and head home. But Leona's plan was actually to go to her boyfriend's house to cook him dinner. Her boyfriend, 21-year-old Greg Vio, lived at 249A Tormey Avenue in Rodeo, California, part of what is known as the East Bay in the San Francisco Bay Area. It was about a 20-minute drive from work to Greg's house for Leona, a small price to pay for some alone time. While we might look back on the age difference as a call for alarm now, in the 1960s and 70s in the United States, this relationship was not atypical. And Leona was not the typical teen. She was attending Kay's American Beauty College in nearby Napa. While she was young, it appears she had plans for her future and was working toward them. Later that evening, Greg's neighbor heard what sounded like a girl screaming. The neighbor called the sheriff's office and soon after heard the sound of someone running down the stairs, followed by a door slamming. When Greg arrived at his apartment around 7 p.m., he saw Leona's red Volkswagen in the parking lot, but didn't find her inside. He noted that the apartment was dark and that the back door was unlocked. There were scuff marks on the wall near the back door. As he went farther into the apartment, he discovered that a pair of his pants had been removed from his closet and left on the living room couch. His belt was missing. He then saw Leona's work smock crumpled on the couch. When sheriff's deputies arrived shortly after, another neighbor reported seeing a white male, about 25 years old, with short blonde hair walking several times from a blue station wagon in the parking lot to the front door of Greg's apartment. Leona Roberts was never seen alive again. Then, on the 28th of December, an elderly man searching for driftwood on the beach at Bolinas Lagoon in Marin County, which is about an hour drive from Greg's apartment to the southwest, found a nude body of a teenage girl. After several days of trying to identify the remains, they turned out to be those of Leona Roberts. There were marks on her wrists and ankles indicating she'd been bound. It was reported in the newspapers that there was also evidence of choking. An autopsy was performed, and the cause of death, curiously, was determined to be from a viral infection. The examiner determined her death occurred 4 to 7 days prior to her body being discovered. On its face, the case of Leona Roberts doesn't bear any obvious indications that she was a victim of the Zodiac Killer, at least to me. Citizen detectives, though, have wondered for decades if there is a connection. Indeed, at the time, reporters wondered the same thing, frequently publishing headlines like, "Police step up patrols for Zodiac," next to articles about Leona. One citizen detective whose blog I read as I researched this case believes that the December 20th, 1969 letter from the Zodiac to attorney Melvin Belly possibly indicates that he killed Elaine Davis and Leona Roberts and was struggling against his desires to kill again. This is speculation, of course. In researching these cases, it has become very apparent that Northern California was experiencing what might be called a murder renaissance during this time. The Zodiac Killer certainly wasn't the only active serial killer in the area at the time. Whoever killed Leona Roberts is likely very old or even dead. His identity, at least for now, is completely unknown. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below.